This is my second tutorial. I'm going to minimize Cam Studio, and I'm going to open a folder that I just happen to call Today. And I use that folder to scan using the Brothers Scanner, which has a wonderful ability to do OCR, optical character recognition, to scan the resumes right into a text file so that you can paste the text, and you can also read the search on the words in the text if somebody has an ability like skateboarding or Irish accents. Sometimes one has to find some special ability. And I'm on Facebook. I made friends with Proc Rado, and he's just recorded. He's just filming a new movie called Dreaming American. He gave me permission to. So I have a folder here. He gave me permission to take any of his photos that I please and add him to the Dorothy's talent, casting networks. Now, I think the one that I chose from his different websites was this one, which just happened to be called at his site Rado 2. The name really doesn't make a difference. And let's see, it does show the sizes of these, and they're all pretty small because they're taken directly from a website. So they have been minimized. What I wanted to show is how one would take a full-size scan and work with it in GIMP. So here is someone that I just added, Janelle Figueroa. And if I look at her original the original scan that I did, that's her resume, and that's her resume as text. And here is the original scan of her headshot. So if I right-click and edit with GIMP, then we'll see the GIMP is a free open source editor that can do most of everything that Photoshop can do, except it's free. And GIMP does take a while to load up. You can see it loading here. And it's the confusing thing about GIMP initially is that when you're a first-time user is that it has these three panels. And over here is a toolbox. Here's where the actual image is loaded. And over here is something for layers. And an image can be broken up into a countless number of layers, and you can have the layers can be transparent. We're not going to work with that though today. We're just going to take her image. Now let's say I want to select just a portion of that image. So I click on the rectangular select tool, and then I start selecting, and when I stop, it will be selected. I can click edit, I can click copy. That copies what I've selected into the buffer. Now, this is my way of doing things. There probably are better ways, but I'm going to click a new file, And it's going to offer me the same height and width as what I was working with, which is convenient. So now here's the new file, and I'm going to click Edit and Paste. And now I've pasted what I've selected, and I want to crop it. And I click on Image, and there's the auto crop. There is something I haven't tried yet. It's called Zealous Crop, and I suppose it does an extra hard job of trying to crop just what you want and remove the extraneous. But here we see that ordinary crop just gives us what we want. We can now take the image, click on Image, and we can scale the image. And you see it's quite, in terms of pixels, it's a very huge image. The width is 2100 pixels. The height is almost 3000. Now if I click on the down arrow, you can see the pixels going down, doobie-doo down, down, as Neil Sedaka might say. And let's say we wanted to make a thumb size, just to put in a website with many other. We could make, as long as it's down in like 150 by 160, let's say, that's going to be a decent size thumb. I'll just arbitrarily scale it to that. You'll see it's quite small now. And we'll do File, Save As, and it wants to go offer me Janelle's folder, and I'm going to put, since I already have the thumb that I want, I'm going to just put test thumb dot JPG because it's going to be a JPEG, and I'm going to save it. And you have to understand that GIMP works in its own special GIMP file format. So when I want it to be saved as a JPEG or a TIFF or some other kind of file format, it wants to export it. Precisely because there are issues called transparencies of layers. So we're going to export it and then save it. And then we're going to close the file, the GIMP file. And we're going to close this original one, and we're going to say don't save because we don't really want to change. And I could close, well, no, I'll leave GIMP open at this point. But there's my test thumb, and I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say open with, and I'm going to open it with PicPic, which is a little screen capture program. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this rectangular tool, and I'm going to, since this is a thumbnail, I'm going to put a little thumb or a little bit of text. See, I'm going to insert text, and since it's I've been using pink for the actresses, since pink is for girls, so we're going to say, let's see, didn't quite work. So now I'm going to say OK, and it's still not working. So let's just type Janelle, and of course it's much too big of a font. So we're going to change that down to like 14, and then I'm not certain I can remember the correct, I think it's FIGUEROA. Let me just check that, because I can go down here, Janelle, FIGUEROA. I did get that right, okay? And now I just want to see why I can't get the pink that I want. Ah, there's the pink. Let's see. Ah, now we've got the pink. And I thought somehow I would get like a white background. I can resize this and I can move it around. But this seems to be transparent. They're always coming out with updates to this particular. Well, let's go with the transparent, and we'll close this and file, save as JPEG. Oops. See now, cancel. This program is a little bit funny to save. I want to save as JPEG, and then it never remembers exactly. So it thinks I want to be in headshots. But what I really want is today, the folder called today. And there's Janelle Figueroa. And I'm saving it as, and of course it's replacing it because it was there, and now I added the little box. And now let's close Pick and right click and preview, and let's see how it looks in preview. And so that's a bit different from what I've been using, but still it's useful to have the name. Now I'm going to end this. I don't want the tutorial to be too long, but you have a little idea of what one can do with GIMP and photos and resizing the image and adding some text. So now I'm going to close GIMP and then I'm going to stop the tutorial. Thanks for watching. And of course I come down, where is it now? Right down here, and right click and stop it.